The Life and Legacy of Albus Dumbledore. Hello, happy Potter fans. Today, we're diving deep into the life of one of the most legendary figures in the Harry Potter universe, Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. Dumbledore is a character who has fascinated Harry Potter fans for years. He is often seen as the wise and kind headmaster of Hogwarts, the mentor who guided Harry Potter, and the powerful wizard who led the fight against both Grindelwald and Voldemort. But beneath this image of wisdom and strength lies a much more complex, tragic, and deeply human story. Dumbledore wasn't just a hero. He was a man shaped by his past mistakes, personal regrets, and lifelong burdens. His journey from an ambitious young wizard to the greatest sorcerer of his time is filled with tragedy, loss, love, and redemption. In this video, we will explore Dumbledore's childhood and the tragic events that shaped him, his complicated friendship with Gellert Grindelwald, his rise to power and his battle against the dark arts, his role in guiding Harry Potter and the fight against Voldemort, the choices and sacrifices that defined his legacy. To truly understand Dumbledore, we need to go beyond the image of the wise old wizard and look at the man behind the legend, his strengths, flaws, regrets, and ultimate redemption. So, grab your wands and get ready, because we're about to unravel the life story of Albus Dumbledore, one of the most powerful and enigmatic wizards in the history of the wizarding world. Let's begin. Quote, The Life and Legacy of Albus Dumbledore, a deep dive. Hi, happy Potter fans. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the life of one of the most complex and legendary figures in the Harry Potter universe, Albus Dumbledore. He wasn't just the headmaster of Hogwarts. He was a master of magic, a strategist in war, and a man with deep regrets. His story is filled with brilliance, love, loss, and redemption. Early life and family tragedy. Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore was born in late August 1881 to Percival and Kendra Dumbledore. He was the eldest of three siblings, with a younger brother, Aberforth, and a younger sister, Ariana. Dumbledore's early life was shaped by tragedy. His sister, Ariana, was attacked by three Muggle boys when she was 6 years old after they saw her performing magic. This horrific incident traumatized her, and she became an Obscurial, a young witch whose repressed magic turned into a dangerous, uncontrollable force. In retaliation, Percival Dumbledore attacked the Muggle boys and was sentenced to Azkaban. He never revealed the real reason for his crime because he feared that if the Ministry found out about Ariana's condition, they would lock her away in St. Mungo's hospital for magical maladies and injuries. He died in Azkaban, leaving Kendra to raise their three children alone. To escape public scrutiny, Kendra moved the family to Godric's Hollow, where she isolated Ariana from the outside world. Young Albus grew up in a household weighed down by secrecy and sorrow, but he showed immense magical talent from an early age. Hogwarts years, a star in the making. Dumbledore attended Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and was sorted into Gryffindor House. He quickly distinguished himself as a brilliant student, excelling in nearly every magical subject. His professors, including Phineas Nigellus Black, considered him the most gifted student they had ever seen. During his time at Hogwarts, he won many academic awards and recognitions, was known for his ability to cast incredibly advanced spells at a young age, formed a close friendship with Albus Doge, who later became one of his most loyal supporters, developed a fascination with alchemy, eventually working alongside Nicholas Flamel, was already recognized for his dueling skills, a talent that would later define his legacy. After graduating, Dumbledore had the world at his feet. He planned to go on a grand tour of the wizarding world with Albus Doge, but fate had other plans. The darkest chapter, friendship with Grindelwald. Shortly after graduation, tragedy struck again. In 1899, Ariana accidentally lost control of her magic, causing an explosion that killed Kendra Dumbledore. At just 18 years old, Albus was left as the head of his family, forced to abandon his dreams of traveling the world. That same summer, Gellert Grindelwald, a brilliant but dark-minded young wizard, arrived in Godric's Hollow. Grindelwald had been expelled from Durmstrang Institute due to his dangerous experiments in dark magic. Despite this, he and Dumbledore bonded instantly over their shared intellect and hunger for power. Together, they became obsessed with the Deathly Hallows, three legendary magical artifacts that, when united, could make a wizard the Master of Death. They dreamed of revolutionizing the wizarding world, believing that wizards should rule over muggles for the greater good. However, Aberforth saw through their dangerous ambitions and confronted them. The argument escalated into a three-way duel between Albus, Aberforth, and Grindelwald. During the chaos, Ariana was struck by a stray spell and died. Nobody knew who cast the fatal spell. Dumbledore's greatest regret was that it might have been his. Grindelwald fled, leaving Albus devastated. From that moment on, Dumbledore abandoned his thirst for power and instead dedicated himself to protecting the world from those who sought domination. Rise to power, professor and leader of the wizarding world. Determined never to seek power for himself, Dumbledore became a professor at Hogwarts, where he taught transfiguration. His reputation as a wizard of unparalleled skill grew, and he was offered high-ranking positions in the Ministry of Magic multiple times, but he refused them all. During his early years at Hogwarts, he discovered Tom Riddle's extraordinary magical abilities and warned the staff about his dark potential. Became the discoverer of the 12 uses of dragon's blood. Gained recognition as the greatest duelist of his era. By 1945, Grindelwald had become one of the most dangerous dark wizards in history, establishing Nurmengard as his base and waging war across Europe. Finally, Dumbledore confronted him in a legendary duel that lasted for hours. He emerged victorious and imprisoned Grindelwald in his own fortress, where Voldemort would later kill him. With Grindelwald defeated, Dumbledore continued his work at Hogwarts, eventually becoming headmaster. The Voldemort era, mentor to Harry Potter. Dumbledore immediately recognized Tom Riddle's true nature and tried to curb his dark ambitions. However, Voldemort's descent into darkness was inevitable. As Voldemort rose to power, Dumbledore created the Order of the Phoenix to fight the Death Eaters, discovered Voldemort's Horcruxes and devised a plan to destroy them. Carefully guided Harry Potter, whom he believed was the prophesied chosen one. His final downfall came when he attempted to destroy Marvolo Gaunt's cursed ring, which contained the Resurrection Stone, one of the Deathly Hallows. The curse fatally weakened him, and he knew he had only a year to live. To protect Draco Malfoy and preserve Snape's role as a double agent, Dumbledore orchestrated his own death at Snape's hands on June 30, 1997. His death, while tragic, allowed Harry and the Order to continue their fight against Voldemort. Legacy: the greatest wizard of his time. Even in death, Dumbledore's influence shaped the final battle against Voldemort. He had carefully left behind enough clues for Harry to defeat Voldemort's Horcruxes. In the end, his wisdom and foresight helped bring an end to the Second Wizarding War. Despite his flaws, Dumbledore was one of the greatest wizards in history, not because of his power, but because of his ability to learn from his mistakes and choose love over ambition. Conclusion: Albus Dumbledore's life was filled with brilliance, mistakes, redemption, and sacrifice. He was a man who carried deep regrets but ultimately fought for the greater good. His story is one of power, wisdom, and love, a reminder that even the greatest of us are flawed. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button. If you want to explore more about the wizarding world, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on my next video. See you soon, happy Plotter fans. Bye!
Thanks for watching Potterheads. Goodbye.